Good morning. It is currently 6:25 a.m. on Thursday, February 12th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So one of the things that I think that I want to start doing with these videos is having them be a little bit of a creativity accountability buddy, or rather a medium through which all of you can be my creativity accountability buddies. I sometimes tend to be lazy when it comes to that sort of thing, and so it helps, I think, maybe to have it maybe be on record about what I'm working on, and just to encourage me to maybe do a little bit of that before I switch over to TV or video games or something in any given evening. So the last 2 days I've done a full hour each day of editing. I'm currently taking my long dormant second novel that had the problem of being too many different POV characters, that it would take too long to get back to each one. And I'm experimenting with splitting it into 5 separate but interweaving novellas, and so I'm doing an editing pass for that, and so I spent an hour both yesterday and the day before doing that, and I think I'm going to try to at least continue that pace, at least an hour each day on that, at least for the near future. I also, of course, have several other projects on deck, which is always the issue. I've got a 2/3 finished rough draft of another novel, and a lot of world building done for yet another, and then, of course, what I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, which is this idea that I would really like to write some sort of a choose your own adventure type of thing. And then, of course, all the other various side projects that I have in mind, like in particular, Balticon is coming up Memorial Day weekend, and I feel like I would like to try to write something for that, like if not only just to have something creative there to talk about, to present when I get there, but also potentially some kind of a live show. But all of this is very still early in its formulation. But speaking of Balticon, I guess want to say, there's been a lot of chatter over the last day with Balticon, because some of the guest invitations have started to go out. I've received one, and I'm really looking forward to it. I go to Balticon every year. Balticon and DragonCon are the two that I try to always go to, and they're very special to me, because as wonderful as it is to have the internet these days, and the way that it can bring people of common interest together virtually, even if they might be very far apart geographically. Whereas before, you would be much more limited to trying to find people who share your interests in your immediate vicinity. But the internet can, can bring people together in that way. Do I have to explain to you guys how the internet works? But of course, the hazard is that sometimes connecting with people online can all but completely take the place of trying to connect with people in person. And so conventions for me are a really fantastic way of bridging the gap there. Is that not only do you meet lots of new people in person who have all traveled to that place because they already share interests, so you can meet new people in person that you maybe didn't even know in any capacity before, but then also some of these people that you form connections with online, you can now spend time with them in person. You can make them not just an online friend, but also an in-person friend. And that's really valuable for me, because I definitely can have a tendency to sort of be solitary and lack momentum. And so things that encourage me to come out of my little bubble are very positive influences for me, and Balticon, I think, is one of the biggest ones of those for me, and so I can't wait to go. And I'm actually also, just even coming up this weekend, I'm going to be going to Boscone, which is a local convention, but there's going to be a few people that I know there, and as I go to these local conventions, hopefully there's a few more people each time that I know from the last time. So that's 5 minutes this time. We're not going to do another 20-minute video today. So remember, you can find all of my stuff at christianaellis.com, and I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.